All righty, let's go back to the Gilly Crane hotline. We go to line 6. Bryan Barrett of WGNS joins us. Big night tonight for the Rutherford County teams, but I understand you had a little dust up in the Stewart's Creek Siegel game, Brian.
Yeah, there was. A long run play by Siegel ended with a helmet coming off and football thrown, and then there was just a little bit of unsportsmanlike activity there, and a couple of players that were ejected from the game. But after that, it seemed like kind of fired up the Stewart's Creek Redhawks. They get a quick score right before the half, and then they kind of went on their way to a 25-point second half for the win.
You got to be happy for David Martin at Stewart's Creek. This is it's not like he beat it's not like he beat the New England Patriots, but still getting a win against another 6A opponent in your county is good for the confidence of your team, isn't it?
Well, I think you have to look at it from their point of view. Anytime I can remember the day back when Smyrna finally was able to overcome and beat Riverdale, and then lo and behold, they went back-to-back state championships. So I think it is kind of a feather in the cap when Smyrna defeats a Murfreesboro school, but just a quality opponent and a good win to start the season. I think this could. I said in the pregame show I thought this might be a springboard for whoever was able to win this game, and I think that's going to go a long way for Stewart's Creek. They can come back in the next couple of weeks. I don't know if they'll be necessarily favorites, but they can certainly win those next two games going into their next home game with Brentwood. They've got things shaping up to have a good early part of the season, which would help them toward playoff and region schedule coming up.
We're talking to Bryan Barrett. Of course, he is the play-by-play voice, a long-time play-by-play voice for WGNS in Murfreesboro, one of the charter members of the Friday Night Thunder Network. Brian, and if I looked at this wrong, to help me out, but I think you guys are going on the road next week, aren't you?
Yes, we'll have an early broadcast next week in the Eastern Time Zone. We're headed to Maryville with the Oakland Patriots, a rematch of last year's state semifinal game, and see what the Patriots and Rebels can do. This is becoming kind of quite the rivalry here between the two. Yeah,
they're kind of getting to the point where they pretty much are best friends with each other. I know it's been.
I doubt that.
Let's just put it this way: that they know the kids a little bit more than just the number, don't they?
Well, that's true. I mean, if you really look at it, they played twice the last couple of years. They've played as much as they played many of the region teams that they play. So, they're very familiar, and two state powers matching up in week 2. I think it's going to be a heck of a football game.
We talked to Kevin Creasy tonight. His team got a very impressive win. Riverdale falls tonight. Smyrna very impressive over Laverne. Blackman has their hands full with Hendersonville. Kind of a hodgepodge of results tonight for Rutherford County teams.
Yeah, I know Will Kreisky is going to be disappointed in that loss, but he's got a young bunch, and it's better to get those out of the way early and kind of build on that, and I'm sure he'll be able to do that with his team. I did like the fight that Blackman showed in that game. We're up 14-10 at the half, and tack on a couple of touchdowns and hold Hendersonville scoreless in the second half on the road, so I think that bodes well for Kid Hartsfield's team.
Yeah, a good win for him in his first week out, and congratulations to him. And we might try to get Kit Hartsfield of Blackman on the phone if we get a little time before the top of the hour. Talk about the coaches show tomorrow, where you talk to all these coaches and how folks can listen in Murfreesboro, Rutherford County, and online.
Absolutely. We start at 8 o'clock, bright and early, and in about 2 hours and 45 minutes of coaches' conversation, tomorrow morning on the Prentice Allsup Heating and Air Coach's Corner with Chick-fil-A and Donut Country helping us out with breakfast. And you can tune in 100.5, 101.9 on the FM dial, AM 1450, and streaming anywhere you can find us, apps, phones, computers, WGNSSports.com.
Tablets? You could do tablet?
Absolutely.
You were one of the first people I knew that used a tablet.
Yeah. I still use a tablet.
Is it you probably got the watches and I don't know. What's the newest thing that I don't have that I'll be using in 10 years?
I've seen what you use. Anything's newer.
You're salty because I kept you on hold a long time, aren't you?
No, I'm not salty. I just speak the truth. I know how tight you are.
Well, that's true too. If you don't have money, you can't spend it. So there you go, buddy. I appreciate.
That's why you like J&G's, because they give you the pizza.
No, actually, I bought pizza last night from J&G. So it's pizza that's worth paying twice for. Really, it really is.
It all evens out, doesn't it?
It is. It does. Are you coming to a game down here this year? Or are you going to stay? You're going to stay out of Manchester this year?
Well, when you're roaming the streets, I try to stay in my neck of the woods.
I set them up and you just knock them down, brother. You just keep going.
Well, I'm trying.
All right. Love you. Have a good. Now you guys are leaving, I guess, Thursday morning to go over to Maryville.
Not quite. Early Friday morning.
Okay. All right.
We're going to make a leisurely stroll and travel up the Cumberland Plateau and get into beautiful East Tennessee. Should be a good trip, and looking forward to that.
It's a great story. You're a great storyteller.
Well,
you just painted a picture right there.
It's picturesque up there. I just hope the Patriots can come home with a victory.
All right, Bryan, we appreciate you, buddy. Have fun and take care, and we'll talk to you. I guess I won't talk to you in the pregame show next week, will I?
No, we'll be on the air during that time, so
okay.
We'll have to catch you during the post-game show. You'll have to talk long at the end of the game.
Yes, sir.
When we're done.
Yes, sir. All right. Talk to you then, okay?
Yes, sir. All right. Have a good one.
You too, sir. That is Bryan Barrett of WGNS.